Just when you thought the good people were gone, they're back again. Welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Cousins. I'm Erica.
I'm KD.
I'm Raina.
And we are here to talk about Married at First Sight. We're on episode 8. They are back from the honeymoon. They are mingling with their friends, and you got some good insight on each of the couples this episode. So let's just talk about it. Before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button because we know that you're going to like what you hear. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure you share. All right, let's jump right on into I'm a Good Person with Alyssa and Chris. I did not expect to see them this week. What did y'all think?
Me either. But Alyssa, meeting with her friend, was telling her half truths.
Half truths, girl. Them was lies.
All lies.
And then her friend said, I wish I could have met him the way I could form my own perspective of him. And in the after show, Chris said she knows that Alyssa is full of shit.
Basically. She read it right on through it too. And I was like, and you're a good one. You know exactly what she does.
And so when Chris was on the phone with his mom, and he was breaking the news to her that he got divorced, he asked for divorce, and his mom hit the nail on the coffin when she said that maybe she just wanted a little TV time and fame.
That's exactly what she wanted. I agree. I was like, go ahead on, mama. You said it. Mama hit it, friend hit it. Nobody believed her story. Isn't that ironic? Yeah.
Do you think she's watching this back?
If she is, she's gonna say, they portrayed me in such a bad light. This is what I kept telling them that they were gonna do. Like she's playing the victim, even if she is watching this back. And right. Like I'm being.
Hold on. Did I send y'all the Twitter thing about Ryan?
Ryan with Mila?
Her Cowboys waiting. Yeah. And she said she was gonna pack up and move to Texas. So
right, but Ryan actually replied on the Twitter and said, I know her. She's actually a good person.
Oh no. I hope he was being sarcastic.
I hope he was being sarcastic too. Oh my God. Well, do you think that she is Ryan's type?
Maybe they're made for each other. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I was with mama and friend because friend was like hitting it, like all the things we were saying, she was saying, and I couldn't believe that she formed her face to even say like he wasn't trying. He knew exactly where I was. If he wanted to spend time with me, he could have. Like she was full of hogwash.
Did you see editing though? Every time she said that, they went back. Oh, I don't want to talk to him. I hate him. Tell him not
the
to come
producer did her wrong.
Yeah.
No, they did her how she did herself.
Right.
She deserved that.
They couldn't do it unless you gave them the footage to do it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I felt bad for Chris because at the end of the day, I feel like he got a completely raw deal. He definitely should have some type of second chance. I know in season 3, 2 of the people from Atlanta, they gave a second chance. Apparently some girl, I can't remember. I didn't watch all of it. I just watched bits and pieces season 3, but they had them do a spinoff show where they got to date. So maybe they'll do the same thing for Chris.
Wow.
Huh?
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was the girl that was married to Trey, and then some other dude. I can't remember the dude's name and who he was married to, but they apparently got a raw deal. But anywho, any more about the good people here?
We're not going to give her any more power, okay? We can't talk about her anymore.
And with that, we will move right along. Let's talk about Michael and Jasmina next. Okay, so here's the thing. I liked Jasmina's sister, not Jasmina's sister, sorry, Michael's sister, when he was talking and talking about like what type of person Jasmina was and why she might be acting the way that she was acting. I thought that his sister was being very like kind of looking at it from all angles and trying to give him, you know, some good advice. I thought it was cute when he said, well, I don't even know if she liked me like that or whatever when he was talking to his sister. I know, I was like, oh, poor little Tink Tink, like he don't even know where he stand or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't either, because Jasmina is mean.
She is
Yeah.
mean to him.
It's like she's not affectionate whatsoever.
None or whatever. I mean, and I applaud his sisters because they're like, we're gonna keep our brother married. Like he is not gonna be by himself or whatever. So I think that they've given him sound advice every time they've been on.
I like the way his sister said she might not trust you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they only been knowing each other for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I was like, oh, that's not a long time to really trust somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
No. You might be trying with them, and I do think that she is trying just a little bit more, but you definitely will probably not trust them. What did you guys think about them? Like, what things that you like about them this episode?
I'm glad that she was actually willing to start over with him, like with the clean slate. She just doesn't seem like the type to. I feel like once she knows something about you, like that's it. She's gonna keep judging you based off of that. But they seem like they were in good spirits, and then the whole was it taco night with the friends and the games and stuff, like they seem to be having a good time. I mean, she was very competitive, but so was he.
Yeah, and they were, and she wiped the floor with him.
She did, yeah. But I feel like they're so cute together and they could really work, so I'm still rooting for them.
Yeah.
But I liked, did you guys see the conversation with her friend? And her friend was like,
oh,
yes. She said, well, he's the type of person that when he's right, he's like right, and you can't make him change his point. And she was like, but that's you.
Right. And she was like Jasmina was looking at her like, huh?
Yeah.
No,
I was like,
not. And she was
I said,
like,
okay,
no.
friends, telling it like it is this episode.
Right. And what did she say? She was like, but I'm rarely wrong. Like I'm usually
that's what
right.
She said.
And I was like, that there you go. Like you answering your own question. Like that
exactly. Like, girl, you know good and well calling it right. I thought it was interesting that the dog now resides with them in the apartment. I thought she had to go get him settled.
Right. Still have not. Yeah, did we see the dog? I don't even remember seeing the dog.
Yeah, it was there. I was like, huh, Chewy, whatever his name is.
Feeny, Mr. Feeny, that's what it is.
Feeny, yeah, I knew it was something. Feeny. Oh goodness. But yeah, I think fine. Everybody seems to give them good advice whenever they're telling them something. So I haven't anybody yet that was that was I was surprised though that her mom didn't come. I guess they just wanted folks about their age. Because her mom was at the wedding and had concern.
Right.
A great time to kind of get to know him as a person, but neither here nor there. Anything else about them? They didn't have much going on this episode, other than it seemed to be getting along or whatever. All right, well, let's move on to Katina and Elijahwan. Look, what do we have to say about them this week?
Okay, so off the bat, Katina's friends did not like Elijahwan when they first met. Like, I guess it was like the day after the wedding, when they first meet friends and family.
Yeah.
And her friends was like, I don't like him, and even the one where Katina had a one-on-one with her friend, and they were talking about him. It was news to me that, well, I guess it's the way they put it. Elijahwan has never been in a serious relationship, like dated a Black woman before. He's messed with them.
So I wonder why the producers decided to cut that part off, because he told them in the meeting with with their friends on after the wedding day that he has never dated a Black girl. And so that's when that's when he said he wanted to try something new. And that's when her friend got upset because she was like, no. He was like, no, trying something new is like trying a new burger instead of getting married.
Right. He said that's a final decision.
I wonder why the producers didn't cut that out.
Yeah, well, I probably for the optics now to get, I don't know, because that was interesting. I didn't catch it until you just said it, and I'm like, oh, they did say that. I don't know. It was interesting.
But to that point of the whole thing, okay, I understand it is, or it could be a red flag for Black women to be like, wait, you don't date Black girls? Like that's red flag, right? But at the same time, like, okay, so before KD had mentioned this to me, I didn't know that he was half white, like his mom is white. And so once I understand that half white, no matter what, you're still considered Black in America, right?
Yeah.
But I do understand the mindset of men tend to date women that's similar to their mother, and women tend to date men similar to their dad. Same with me, my dad is Black, so I have never dated a white boy, never dated Asian boys, like never. So I was like, okay, in that mindset, I can understand why. It's not that he doesn't like it. And his explanation was they don't find me attractive. Boy, bye. Right. That's a crop of no.
Yeah, you like don't hit on them.
Katina's friend was looking at her like when she said that.
Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah, her friend was like, but does he know he's Black? Like, dang.
He was like, well, you and I know that. And I'm like, no, he knows that he's a Black man.
Yeah, like he knows he's a Black man. Yeah, I thought that was, that was very interesting.
But how about Katina being gone to the grocery store for 2 hours, and only thing she came back with was water and bread? Make it make sense.
She don't know what to do in the grocery store. She like, what?
But you can't be.
But her explanation was that she don't know how to shop for 2 person.
Yeah, I thought that was hogwash. I was like, girl, it ain't even that serious. Like you store stuff later on.
Right. You can't be that clueless. Like you cannot. But hey, you gotta start somewhere.
Well, look, I wanna switch gears a little bit and talk about this statement that Olajuwon made to his friend when he basically said that Pastor Cal told him to bust it wide open for her. Like,
look, he said break the ice, change her life. I was like, no, he didn't. He didn't say that.
But he kind of did.
Okay, make it make some sense, KD.
He said that
he said that y'all are married. Let's do what married people do.
Right. But
in other words, bust it wide open.
Yeah, he said break the ice, change her life. I'm like,
I was like, hold on. I don't recall that in the conversation. The good pastor said that.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
Oh no. But I was gonna say on another note, it was good to see them during the Friends. What is it? They did chicken. They did the chicken.
When she got about 50,000 pieces for 3 people. Yeah, go.
Man, that was store-bought, first of all. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with store-bought, but don't claim you cooked it. We know you didn't do it. But it's good to see like that Olajuwon kind of redeemed himself from that first meeting with her friends, because they were kind of like, no, we kind of don't like him. But I think that's a lot of people, once they realize that he has just such a big personality, once you get to like talking to him and understand who he is as a person, it's like, okay, I get it. He's not that bad.
Yeah, he's not.
He's really not. Because even on the after show, I think who was it? Chris and Steve were talking about their first encounter with him, which Chris had nothing but great things to say about Olajuwon, but Steve, even Steve, he was like, no, after meeting him, he was like, no, he's a big personality, but high energy, but he's a good person. So I'm like, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing's for sure, Katina does not like Lindsay.
Oh, girl. Well, first, I never even heard of candle pin bowling. I had never seen that before. It was
Me
weird.
either.
I was
Like,
What?
the bowling that they were doing, it wasn't regular bowling.
yeah, it's called candle pin bowling. It was like a small ball, and the pins were like look like candles.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I had never seen it either. I was like, huh, interesting.
So do you think Lindsay she kept saying, I mean, I do understand she was saying inappropriate things, but it's like Katina, like the first moment Lindsay said anything or opened her mouth, Katina was already rolling her eyes.
Yeah, she sure was.
I was like, she had been getting on her nerves, or Katina was just like, I don't have time for this girl. Like,
yeah, no, her disdain was very evident from the.
And what she said was, you don't supposed to speak to me on camera.
Did she say that? I was like, hold on, look, that was crazy.
Right. She
Yeah.
was like, first of all, yep. She was not playing. She was not playing.
And Elijah was so calm and was like, you don't even need to follow up with her.
Right. Like he would. You saw him sitting there like, girl, hush your mouth or whatever, like talking to.
Yeah.
Both of them, both Mark and Elijah was like, oh my God. Like they didn't want to jump in, but they was kind of like both checking. I don't think Elijah was checking Katina. He was like, all right, just don't even entertain her. Like just rush her, Yeah. I think Mark on the other hand, he was like, we'll get into that though.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah. Anything else about Katina and Elijah Wan's relationship? Because I feel like we're going to be talking about Katina and Lindsay for the duration of the season. But anything about their relationship we missed, or we're good? All right. Well, let's move right along to Noi and Steve. And somebody else got it before I could put it on this thing. But I was like, Lord have mercy, Noodlegate.
Yeah.
What in the world is going on with them this week?
Lord Jesus. Noi. She's so immature, y'all. That's all I gotta say about it. She's so immature. So basically, she for the first time offered to cook, right? And she was boiling her gluten-free noodles, had his regular noodles in a pot, in a separate pot. She took her noodles out, and when Steve came and checked on them, he had to boil it himself. Like she wasn't really doing anything. And then when he came back, it was like boiling over and it overcooked the pasta. So he made a comment, it's overcooked. And I guess that set her off, and she basically took her dog Sushi and left the apartment with her belongings, right? And he kept hitting her up. She wouldn't respond to him. Next thing you know, he sees on social media, she posted some long comment about.
Oh, hold on. You want me to read it to you?
Yes,
look, because I took a picture of it because I knew we would probably need this information when we were talking. So her post said, learning to say, nah, this isn't good enough will enhance your life greatly. You're allowed to say, this is simply not enough for me. You're allowed to have a vision for yourself, your life, your relationship, and refuse to settle for anything less. Say no often. That's what she said.
First of all, she's so close-minded. It's like she has this picture in her head, and if it doesn't look exactly like that picture, then it's not good enough for her. The whole 3 kids thing, I'm so done with her. Like, girl, just one at a time, please. Right? And she's so immature. The more we watch the show, I'm like, okay, Noi, I was rooting for you, but I think Steve is the more mature one in this one, in this relationship. And even when she finally came back and they had that sit down talk, he was like, that's not the way you go about things. You don't post it on social media for the world to see. He's like, I don't even know what's going on. You haven't even told me what's wrong. I had to figure it out, put 2 and 2 together. So, and I felt for him. And she was like, yeah, that was probably not the right thing. He's like, no, that was definitely not the right thing to do. I'm like, correct her, Steve.
I gotta give it to Steve. He handled that situation excellent because
he sure did. Yeah, because she was doing too much. I'm like, girl, really? Oh, doggone noodles. My first statement about her this episode was Noi is stuck in a traditional mindset. and she has a idea of what everything should line up to be. But I have a feeling that in her past relationships, like she's kind of like Michael in a sense, you know, he said that once one thing goes wrong, like he's nitpicking, looking for things to go wrong. I feel like that's what she's doing. And in this case, I mean, we already talked about him not having a job, but I feel at this point, like he can cover it. Like if he ain't sweating, you shouldn't be sweating. If he paying for stuff, you shouldn't be worried about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But she's just so traditional and she can't get her mind off of these traditional things or the way her family did it. And she's ruining her marriage.
She is. And like, I feel like now that he's explained so many times how his job works and or how he can choose to work and how he has a good amount of savings, like, sis, why are you worried? Like,
Right.
Do you think that he explained that to her well though? Because looking at the episode, like they haven't shown him saying like those exact things, and it could be editing, but do you think he's explaining to her at this point from what we have seen?
But she's just stuck in this traditional mindset where you have to go to work and
Clock
come
in.
home.
Right.
9 to 5. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
she doesn't understand what freelance is.
no,
And apparently based on who was saying it, was it Mark or Chris was talking about in that field, or
Chris.
yeah.
Said it.
He's like an engineer sales or something like
Sales
that.
engineer, a
Sales-
former,
yeah.
because Mass was sure enough to be shady and put former
Oh,
sales engineer. But anyway, go ahead.
yeah. Apparently they make really good money and that they're always hiring for those positions. So like he's in demand. What he does is in demand. So it's like he can choose to work. And she was offended, like she was upset with that. Talk about, so you're choosing not to work. And I'm like, again, if he know he has it covered, if he knows that and he knows how much he has in savings and what he can do when he needs to work, like I wouldn't be so worried about it. Now, if he's lacking, like he's even taking the time to do things around the house. He's been the one cooking, cleaning, taking the dog out when she could. Like, I feel like he's actually pulling his weight. So
Yeah,
for
and
her to be
especially,
that way, I don't know.
yeah, and especially when he was like, "Oh, I was excited because she was gonna cook for the first time." I'm like, "Dang, like what she been doing for the last 2 weeks? Like
Right.
coming and going as she want, and she works from home, so they're both from home. Like they're both home unless she doesn't work from home every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you could pick up a towel or two or something.
Right. And then her comment when she said to Steve, or when she was talking to the camera, she was like, that's the first thing you say. Like you could have just been like appreciative and say thank you. And I'm like, for some overcooked pasta, I wouldn't say thank you.
Exactly. And what he said wasn't wrong. He just said it's overcooked. Like,
Right.
I mean, why did she get so bent out of shape? Because he said this is totally overcooked. Like it was. It probably was if you weren't paying attention to it. I mean, pasta already take 2 seconds to cook anyway, and you done left it on there while you done fixed your noodles.
Right.
And they still boiling. Yeah, they probably was like mush.
Right. She still had attitude at the bowling alley too. Taking digs at him about the toilet seat.
Yeah. And then oh God, the toilet seat. Let's not talk about it. What was I gonna say? And then she was like, that why he didn't apologize or something like that. And I was like, girl, what is he apologizing for? Like,
You should be the one apologizing. And he was actually willing to apologize. That's what's crazy. That's why I say he's the mature one in the relationship. He really didn't have to, but he was willing to. But she wouldn't even answer his phone calls or text messages.
No, she was doing way too much. Anything else? Like, I mean, at this point, I need her to grow up, like, or whatever. And if she felt like something wasn't working, like he said, you should have communicated that to him. I think Steve is actually, a good catch. Like, I don't understand why she's trying to ruin it.
Yeah. And I feel like he does a really good job of having that calm demeanor no matter what. Even when he's mad, he doesn't like raise his voice. And he gets his point across very well. So I thought that was really mature of him. But
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back to a few episodes ago when they were on the honeymoon. Remember we were talking about her bathing suit? apparently that style of bathing suit is in. Like I've been out in the stores, it's time to get warm.
Talking about the bra?
It's actually bathing suits out there that look exactly like the one she had on. I was like,
Wow.
oh, okay. I was like, well, good enough. I don't have small enough boobs for it to actually it wouldn't look right for me. So I was like, dang, I gotta tell them this actually is a thing, but look, neither here nor there. All right, let's move right along. Let's get to this big old whopper of a situation that's going on with Mark and Lindsay this episode. Look, what in the world is going on with them? Where do we start with them? Because it was so much.
Okay. I was on Lindsay's side at first until she went into the bathroom and just had word vomit.
Yes.
Because I was like, why couldn't she question Katina if Katina was rolling her eyes at her? Nobody said anything when Alyssa checked Lindsay about it. And so I was under the impression that Mark should have stood up for her, or at least told her not to be quiet. And so
Keep his mouth shut. Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have kept his mouth shut.
Right. And so when he made that comment about not being a team player, Lindsay has been the ultimate team player, because she went up in that house with hazmat suits and roast infection, bug infested house, apartment, and touched everything. I wouldn't touch anything. I wouldn't even been in that house, that apartment.
I'm like, comment when you get back.
Yeah, I would let him go. You good? Yeah. And so I was on Lindsay's side at first until she went to the bathroom, and I don't know what that girl's issue was. Yeah, but her relationship is over. Let me tell you that. It's over. It's no coming back from that.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm with you, because I felt like what I was thinking was, if she doesn't check Katina is going to keep doing that no matter what the situation is. Now, granted, we know she's a lot. Like, she is. Yeah. But I mean, if we squashed it on the honeymoon, then we squashed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it can't be every time I say something that you roll your eyes, you got something smart to say, you smirky, you telling me, I'm not supposed to talk to you. Like, that's what we're not gonna do. Like, we're gonna be cordial in this moment. And at least if you don't like what I'm saying, talk about it with your husband when you get home. Don't sit here and make faces at me or whatever. So I agree with you there. But when she got to the bathroom, I was like,
okay, all right, so y'all on the same page. I feel you, and I say this, I have a feeling that Mark probably had a pep talk with her prior to arriving at the bowling alley, saying, listen, what we not gonna do is talk to Katina sideways or check her or none of that. We're not doing that today, right? But what does Lindsay do? Now, that's just what I'm assuming, because he's made it clear that, listen, I don't like when you
Lindsay don't listen to Mark.
No,
she don't. She
don't listen to nobody, I'm sure.
No. And his choice of words of being a team player, wrong choice of words, because she is definitely a team player.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, I don't think he should have did it in front of everybody. Like, did he? Because I don't think.
Yeah, he did.
I think people could hear.
Yeah.
He should have said, like, listen, let's
walk. Let's take a walk.
Right. I think that should have been the right approach. So, but I feel y'all though, like, yeah, Lindsay has the right to ask, like, why you rolling your eyes, like, whatever, because that is rude. Like, every time I say something, you roll your eyes. Like, I'm gonna have a problem with that too. Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, after that whole comment with what did she say to him? What did she say to him? I think she said
low
first,
income.
You talking about in the bathroom?
$60,000
before that even happened.
I mean, $60,000 a year is good. We don't even make that as teachers.
Said, y'all poor people.
I mean, but she goes all the way though. Like none of that is relevant. All of that is irrelevant. Like him having small balls. Nobody needs to know that.
He can go live with his mama.
No, she hit like so below the belt when she started talking about his mama. I was like,
And his mama stayed in a rehab facility.
I know, that's why I was below the belt. My thing is, what I noticed and observed about Mark is he's a pleaser. And so he's a pleaser and he's worried about what people say about him. And Lindsay is not a pleaser and she don't give a damn what about nobody's saying
right
or whatever. So they are like extreme opposites in that. And so I could understand why she was like, you ain't even got my back. Like you so busy worried about Katina and her feelings. Like, what about my feelings? But she could have just communicated that. Like she had to go like all
there you go.
She went into, and that's the problem. Nobody ever taught her how to use her words. And she just takes any words that she has and she's like, here, take this and that. And this.
I wonder if it was because she had been drinking. Or if Lindsay's personality like that without the drink.
It's probably both, but worse when she is drunk.
Yeah, because I was about to say, have we seen her sober when she's going off?
Like, he was like, have another drink. After what she said, she was like, yeah, go ask your mom to let you in tonight. He's like, have another drink. I'm like, ooh.
Oh my God. I mean, for real.
Yeah, she definitely goes too far. No, I was just saying she definitely goes too far. And the fact that it's like everything just diarrhea come out her mouth. Like when she is upset. And that's the part where I feel sorry for Mark, because even when he's trying to let her know you are the problem, it's not my mama, it's not my landlord, it's not the bug infested apartment, it is you. It's like she just doesn't want to comprehend. She doesn't want to accept the fact that she is the problem, because she's doing her best to help him, but he's like, that's not what I need right now. But he can't communicate that, because when he does, she gets so triggered. The moment she gets her feelings hurt, it's done. She goes off the rails, just like she did in the bathroom. So I understand why he is scared. He's like literally walking on eggshells 24/7. And I can only imagine what that feels like. Like that sucks.
No, definitely agree. Yeah, that bathroom, I was like, producer, you ain't gonna tap her and let her know her mic on or nothing? Like, maybe
talking about how she can't have an orgasm and this and that, and Chris and Mark both can hear her. I'm like,
it was
attack his manhood.
All of it, like she attacked his money.
On the after show, Chris was saying that he gets phone calls from both of them.
Wasn't that interesting? I was like, he's their middleman. I guess he spent most of the honeymoon with them.
True.
Wife to be with.
Right. That's true.
Oh my God. But that right there is volatile. Like they can't work like that. They don't have.
She won't come back. She needs to go to counseling, something like she really doesn't have. She can't read the room. She literally cannot. She doesn't understand that like inappropriate comments make people feel some type of way. Like, just stop. She does too much.
No, exactly. Yeah. I said she put all that man business out there on Front Street. She said, you broke, you can't bang.
Like, I was getting secondhand embarrassed for him.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And then Chris walked over there. Go ahead.
She was like, what did she say? She said, I did all that with the hazmat suit, this and that. Trust me. And she was like, Alyssa ain't the one either. Like, I was like, she's done threw Alyssa's name in this. Okay. Wow.
I know. I was like, dang, Alyssa, in this case, I'm like, how you get involved?
Right. Oh, did you see when they did show up at the bowling alley though? Chris and Alyssa started with her little crocodile tears, and everybody was just like,
"You seen tears?" Cause I ain't seen nothing.
She was so like this, like
yeah. And Olajuwon was just like, "Huh? You ain't tried nothing. You did not give no 100% of nothing." But Chris put it well. I think on the after show, he was like, "No. she 100% feels that she put 100% in to get to this point, just not for the right reasons. And I'm like, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Not to be married, but to be on the show. That's what put 100%.
You said she's gonna say that she put 100% in with trying to try, like
right.
like she was trying. Oh goodness. Well, look, anything else about Mark and Lindsay, because we got off on a tangent.
No.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how they come back from that one. I feel like they need immediate assistance from an expert. And somebody need to come in and say something. Maybe Dr. Pepper can come in and whip her whip like she does.
Where is Dr. Pepper?
I don't know.
Yeah, where is Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper has been MIA ever since COVID started. I mean, but she is like 70, 75, 76. I guess she said, I'm a high risk population. I ain't about to fool with these people who ain't gonna stay married.
Some of these couples need her every step of the way.
Every step. Yeah, I need her to get on Zoom with them every day. Anywho, all right, let's look to next week in these previews that came up. What stood out to y'all?
Michael and Jasmine had one good episode, and then they back
again. That's what I put too. I said they back.
Yeah, and looks like Mark and Lindsay are doing good. I don't know how they recovered from that, but
you know what though? Every time they have a blow up, even when she was talking to Pastor Cal, remember she said all that like stuff and stuff. I don't know what he's talking about. He had one big old run-on sentence, and then like she snaps just like that, and it's like nothing ever happened. I'm like, girl, is this a different personality? What in the world is going on? Yeah, I noticed that too, KD.
A lot. Oh yeah, but when you mentioned Michael was crying, and he said something about, he's like, I'm asking you for help, and he was like literally in tears, and I was like, Michael crying? And Jasmina told him, she's like, you need to calm down, and I'm like, oh yep, they back at it again.
Yeah,
but the one that,
and so Michael was even loud, and she was saying you need to calm down.
Maybe because she's crying, I don't know.
And her tone or whatever. But her friend said something about that tone thing in her in the episode this week too. Said that she's always saying somebody has a different tone. Yeah, I don't know.
They just get triggered easily. Like,
yeah, it seems that way. I mean, she has baggage to unpack too. Like, I mean, her life is a picture perfect story.
I wonder if what Katina and Olajuwon, when Olajuwon said he's not in love.
No. So she had read the question. I think they were playing some kind of game.
Yeah,
they were.
I wonder if that was taken out of context.
I don't know, but he said love is not on the table. Maybe he needs to finish that sentence. Like you said, maybe it is taken out of context, like the production. But when they were out,
go ahead.
No, I'm saying that was one scene, but then on the next scene, when they were like out and about, he told her, I wrote it down. He said, when we talk about wife level, I need to see where you are as a woman. And she like started tearing up, and she's like, I need a break.
Yeah, what is up with him and this need to test her? Like, it feels like on every episode he's trying to test her on one thing or another. Like him saying, I need to see where you are as a wife.
Who do you think you are?
Exactly. I need to see who you are as a husband. Like, I mean, make it make some sense now. Come on. You talking about what you need from me, what I need from you is like, he seems to always want to test her. I think that's a problem.
I think that's triggering for me. Like, if you're a man, don't tell me how to be a woman. You don't know what it's like to be a woman. So don't you dare tell me what a woman is to be like. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about Olajuwon I'm gonna need him to work on, because right now he is definitely struggling with this test thing. If it ain't testing about who she is as a woman, is testing her about cooking or I don't know,
exercising.
Oh my God, or exercising. I was like, child, anyway. All right, well, anything else about these previews, or I don't know. I think we hit it all. So hope you guys like what you saw. If you did or if you didn't, go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel, and then make sure you share with everybody else. Until next time, bye.